Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Mindset Boost. If this is your first time, the Mindset Boost is just an opportunity for you in the week to take a pause and just become aware of any challenges, any emotions or thoughts that have been really holding you back through this week. I'm a psychologist, so I will always use a psychological lens to help you to reflect on your week, and then also will give you tools so that you can work through them. And then hopefully the rest of the week can just feel a bit easier. And specifically today, we are really going to look at mindset. I think this is probably the biggest reason why I started doing the weekly Mindset Boost, because I really feel that it is our responsibility to be aware of our thoughts, and especially those fear-based thoughts that can become so part of our bodies and then also affect our behavior. And today I'm going to teach you a technique to make space for those thoughts so that you can become aware of them. Why is this important to do this work? Well, in today's world, I know that we are confronted with so many challenges. Our own personal challenges, people that are close to us that are going through challenges, and then just globally, so much suffering, so much division. And although these things are all very real, it is our responsibility to make sure that we don't get caught up in those harsh realities. And it's not about turning a blind eye on other people's circumstances or even to deny your own experiences, but it is to give you the tools so that your mindset can still support yourself as you are going through these challenges. So part of also what happens when we do get stuck in these more fear-based thoughts is that it also affects our bodies. And that's usually, if we are self-aware, where we first can start to notice them. It's the tension that you maybe feel. It's maybe an activation in the chest or in the stomach that you will become aware of. Or you can become aware that you're just stuck in constant worry, for example. And so usually when that is happening, it means that there are thoughts looping in your subconscious mind. It can be completely unconscious as well. So the one way then to deal with it is to calm yourself down through the nervous system, and that would be through techniques such as breathing or meditation, to go for a walk, for example, and that will calm down the nervous system. And that is very effective and helpful, but it doesn't get to the root of the problem, because the root of the problem will lie in an emotional and thought-based activity that is happening in your mind. And if we really want to heal and become free, then we have to start to pay attention to those thoughts. So the way that I work with that is to slow things down through a meditative exercise. So instead of waiting for the next time that this maybe happens, where you have a panicked reaction or you become aware that you're very tense, we go back in time to a previous situation where that happened. And then while in meditation, you slow things down. I call that meditative self-observation. So now you're slowing things down, observing yourself with eyes closed, and you can become aware of, first of all, how the body felt in that situation, how you reacted, what behavior it triggered in you, maybe a fighting behavior or more an avoidance behavior or a frozen behavior. We want to become aware then of that difficult emotion as well. Because if we can sit with that and we practice that in a meditative state, you build the mental strength to be able to deal with these emotions, and also to be able to recognize the thoughts that are feeding these emotions. Of course, it's not a once and done. It takes practice, and you can use and come back to this video and use the last part, the exercise part, anytime when you notice that tension or the anxiety in the body, or when you become aware of thoughts that are looping in the mind. You slow them down through this practice, and then you can also start to think about, okay, what are more useful ways for me to think about a specific situation. So let's practice together. You can make yourself comfortable. And as I said, we do this exercise with eyes closed. First of all, it just shuts out all distraction, but it also gives the mind the signal that you are really interested in what's going on internally. And it also gives greater access to the subconscious mind. So I'm also going to close my eyes, and you can do it as well. Always good just to ground yourself, become aware of how you are sitting, become aware of the surface below you. And then just locate the breath by the nose and the mouth. And now just follow the breath just as it goes in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can even slow down the breath, just breathing in for 4 counts and breathing out for 4 counts. Now I want you just to scan your day or the last couple of days and just bring up a situation where you were feeling quite tense, maybe overwhelmed even. Maybe you had just so many worries in your mind. And just observe yourself in that situation. See if you can identify the specific time when this was happening and also where you were. Now I want you to really observe what was happening inside of the body. Where were you feeling tension, maybe uncomfortable pain, maybe quite an activation somewhere? And observe what you were busy with when this was happening and how that affected what you were busy with. Maybe you were trying to have a conversation with someone, or maybe you were trying to get a piece of work done. Just notice how that affected this. Important that when we observe ourselves, that we do it with compassion, with acceptance. And next, we're curious about the feelings. You've noticed now how it felt in the body, but let's go a bit deeper. Was there maybe a feeling of harshness or judgment? Maybe a feeling of failure or not good enough? Maybe you felt alone, quite isolated. Maybe you were feeling pressure. Maybe anger, frustration. Now we're curious about what was happening in the mind. Maybe there were thoughts about other people, they don't care, or they just want things from me. Or it could be that you were aware of other people's suffering. You were just thinking about how bad things are. Or maybe thoughts about yourself. Thoughts like, I'll just never get it right. I've made too many mistakes already. I'll never be able to change. Maybe you felt all alone and very aware that I'm unsupported. Nobody cares about me. Can be that you believe that it's too late to change, things are just hopeless. Maybe like, what's the point even? Other subtle beliefs can be, well, I have it good enough. I shouldn't complain, or I shouldn't want more. I should be grateful. Other people are really struggling. Once you have identified a thought, just be able to sit with it a bit. And almost like you can now pull it out of the body and just observe this thought in front of you. The moment you do this, you are not the thought anymore. And you can also start to be curious about other possibilities. What other thoughts can also be true here? What other thoughts can be more supportive or helpful here? Any new thoughts that could make you feel more secure and more safe, more hopeful in this situation. Examples can be that these things are really hard for me and for other people, but we can get through this. Or just because I've made mistakes doesn't mean that I can't learn and change. Okay, if you can't identify new thoughts right now, just notice how you feel now, just having had the chance to make space and to slow things down, how you feel now compared to before you did this exercise. Then you can just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold it a bit at the top and just let it out. And then just slowly open your eyes. Okay, so that's a taste of this meditative self-observation. Maybe you want to write a few things down now. But as I said, also just to come back to this. Every time you slow things down and just practice what you've been through, you build strength. And also you build the ability to catch it when it happens in the future again. Also, just take care of yourselves for the rest of this week, and please join us again next week. Bye-bye.